Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, the forecast for the weekend across both New Zealand and Australia looks spring-like. We do have a cold front moving along the Southern Ocean that is brushing Australia over the next few days, and it reaches New Zealand next week. So let's get into it. Here is the animated temperature map with the wind also in it. So we've got high pressure ballooning out across New Zealand. The sun has finally come out in Auckland after a gloomy few days following that rainstorm and thunderstorms that we had on Monday night. And at the other end of the country, while there is high pressure, a brief, very weak little burst of showers has gone past Canterbury and Banks Peninsula this morning. Over in Australia, very warm northerly winds coming down. Temperatures are over 8 degrees above average over here. But there's the southerly change coming in for Perth, and that's what is moving across Australia and then over to New Zealand by the start of next week. So temperature-wise at the moment, it's pretty warm across New Zealand today, warmer than average across most of the South Island. In fact, around Queenstown, you're in that over 8 degrees above normal mark. And for the North Island, a little bit warmer than average, or average for those of you along the eastern side. But tonight it gets colder again because of the high pressure. So we'll be seeing the North Island especially cooler than usual. The South Island round about where you should be for this time of the year. And then as we head into Friday, even warmer across the South Island. A large portion of Otago, northern Southland and inland parts of Canterbury over 8 degrees above normal for this time of the year. So certainly warm. And again, the North Island around about normal, maybe leaning a couple of degrees warmer than usual, especially here. But average temperatures again in the east due to that easterly breeze coming straight off the sea. So here is the forecast for Friday, and we've got this big high pressure zone, 1041 hectopascals parked right over the top of the Chatham Islands, and it still brings in those easterlies to northern New Zealand. They've eased today, Thursday. They might just sort of return a little bit on Friday with a couple of showers, and that blue line indicates it's still cooler. That's why those areas aren't warmer than average. But in the South Island, warmer because you're seeing those nor'westers, which are partially coming out of Australia. The cold front on Friday comes into Adelaide, Melbourne and Hobart, but Sydney's still on the warmer side with those nor'westers. By Saturday, the cold front moves into the Sydney area, so you'll get that into probably around lunchtime or into the afternoon. The temperatures are dropping behind it, so Adelaide, Melbourne and Hobart will all be much cooler. Perth over on the other side's got high pressure returning again, and in New Zealand, Saturday sees those nor'west winds going right up into the eastern side of the North Island. That's your chance now, finally, in the eastern North Island to be warmer than average. Most places on Saturday will be warmer than usual across New Zealand. And on Sunday as well, because we've still got these northeasterly winds for northern New Zealand and north to northwesterly winds for many other places. Either way, it's looking pretty mild. But the rain clouds now start to build on Sunday on the west coast, so you'll see rain there. Cloudy weather over in Southland, maybe a couple of spits. And then that cold front that's sort of moved into Sydney now, you can see the cold air coming up over Melbourne. It says Melbourne and not Torquay. Up to Sydney. And then that low starts to form. So we'll start to see that system forming as we get into Sunday. So we've got a bit of rain on the way for the start of next week. It starts sort of on Sunday in the lower South Island, but it spreads further afield as we go into Monday and Tuesday. So this is the rain map from 6 o'clock Sunday morning to 6 a.m. on Tuesday. Heavy falls where they should be. On the west coast, but mostly in the southern half, where you are expected to get up to about 100 millimetres of rain. And eastern areas are looking dry, if not completely dry, around Hawke's Bay. We've also got snow coming in for that same time period. Some heavy falls here. We're seeing actually over 1 metre of snow in that little orange area, and the areas with yellow are seeing about 60 to 80 centimetres. So that's quite a bit, but it is falling in the mountains and the ranges and the places where it is supposed to be falling. So next week kicks off like this. We've got high pressure out here to the east, quite strong. Look at the subtropical airflow. It's coming down from the Cook Islands, from Tonga, and straight down into New Zealand. So Monday next week, warmer than average across New Zealand. Over in Australia, another enormous area of high pressure. Warm northerlies coming in for Perth, but cooler southerlies coming in on the eastern side. And here is that rainmaker sliding into New Zealand, and it moves further into New Zealand by Tuesday. As you can see, heavy rain moving in across the North Island, the expanding high out there over Adelaide, but this big windy sou'wester, which is a lot like what we normally expect in September, to be stuck over the country. And our final map for Wednesday next week shows New Zealand under more of a wintry sou'wester, temperatures down, snow flurries in the mountains in both islands. Not a huge amount, it is actually looking fairly dry. And then this enormous area of high pressure. Australia is 4,000 kilometres across. This is about 6,000, maybe even 7,000 kilometres across. So this is a very big high coming on through, and at the other side, down here in the Southern Ocean, an enormous storm. So this is all actually quite normal weather for September. We get some of our biggest highs of the year, but the Southern Ocean, just exiting winter, is at its peak storminess. So we've got some interesting weather coming our way over the next couple of months. That is all from me for today. Don't forget our Climate Watch update is now out. You can find that on YouTube or on our websites, weatherwatch.co.nz or ruralweather.co.nz. We've got all the maps that we show in the video in a news story there as well, and it does cover Australia, even though it is mostly a New Zealand video. That's all from me. We'll see you on Friday with our next and final update for this week.